Yo, 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 welcome back to the MMA Short Show. As always, your boy, Stephen Moustaris. And man, guys, I don't know about you guys. Are you guys shocked about the whole Braxton Smith stuff? Like, man, exactly. Probably some of you right now are like, who the fuck are you talking about? Who's Braxton Smith? Never even heard of the guy. And it's rightfully so, not to be a hater here, but like, the dude just fought Parker Porter a couple weeks ago. And heavyweight, whatever, and he just got popped for USADA, and he's got a 2-year suspension, and that thing was just released by the UFC a couple days ago. And then it got me wondering, man. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, dude, that was quick for them to come out and see, like, because usually you don't. They honestly say we don't have to tell you who doesn't pop from USADA. The fighters don't have to tell you. Like, it's like, honestly, man, and it has me questioning sometimes how the last couple of times that they've came out and announced fighters for popping and like kind of to prove like, hey, USADA's doing work. It always just seems to be a guy like, sorry about Braxton Smith. I'm not talking shit because you're kicking my ass. I'm just saying compared to like our high level guys, like you're a more middle tier type guy, maybe lower tier UFC fighter. Dude's 13-8 in his career, which is pretty impressive. But for our champions and, the top guys, the top paid guys, that's not very good. So it's like, I've been sitting here kind of questioning these things, and then it got me wondering, man. I'm like, man, what the fuck has been happening with Khamzat Chimaev, Because it's like, we all know the dude fought, 3 times within a month and a half to start his UFC debut, and like, I think he had knocked out Gerald Meerschaert in 10 seconds, had 2 other finishes within a couple of seconds. I think he had an average, his total fight time was a little over 2 minutes, I think, until his 6th fight or whatever. Dude, and then he goes on, takes a year because that whole injury thing, quote unquote injury, it was life threatening, and he's talking about retiring. Takes over a year off, comes back, fights the Leech, takes quite a bit off, fights Gilbert Burns, and fights Kevin Holland, and that whole weird thing, right? And he hasn't fought since. And it's like he fought Gilbert Burns and freaking Kevin Holland, which would have been Nate Diaz. All that stuff was scheduled within a month and a half each other because the dude's active. He loves to fight. And yet here we are. We're sitting here now, and we're coming up it's July, about to be July, and not even a sign of a fight. There's been the little rumor thing with Khamzat versus Kamaru Usman, which sounds fucking phenomenal. And we're having this weird thing where Dana's saying 1 second no, he's got to fight at 185, but he's still pretty persistent on 170. And all of a sudden I'm sitting here, man. I'm like, did Khamzat Chimaev pop for USADA, and that's why they just can't announce anything? And it's got me thinking even a deeper step, and I'm not trying to start shit. It just has me wondering because this would be the type of shit to happen when these guys are fighting all the time, and there's all these honestly, Khamzat has so many people to pick from right now between 185 and 170. The Gilbert Burns rematch would actually be pretty cool. I didn't even mean to say his name, but it actually would be kind of cool. Bilal Muhammad fight would be up there still. Fucking everybody. Fucking Colby Covington fight. The Leon Edwards fight, the Kamaru Usman fight. Then there's a bunch of 185, literally a bunch of 185 that he could do. He could go fight Marvin Vettori, Jared Cannonier, all the top 5 guys, And yet nothing. There's nothing. And it's they're sitting here and they're kind of joking us a little bit, teasing us a little bit with this Kamaru fight. And I'm like, guys, I'm pretty fucking sure this guy might have popped for a year because they do the 1 year, they do the 6-month suspension, the 1 year suspension, and the 2-year suspension. And all that weird stuff with the whole weigh-in and the backstage thing, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they go, okay, Khamzat popped, and if we have this guy go out there and beat the fuck out of Nate Diaz, and it comes out, oh my God, we could get sued for this, because Nate's already, Nate's a human punching bag when it comes to guys that are talented, so, they give him the Kevin Holland fight, he finishes him real quick, and then we just don't hear anything from him, so I don't know, guys, I don't know, I'm not trying to start shit, like I said, I hate to even be that guy that speculates, but, it gets you wondering, man, where are these top contenders? Giga Chikadze hasn't fought in 500 and something days ever since he got his ass beat by Calvin Kattar. And you could say, maybe it's just because he, maybe he lost his, once you get your ass kicked like that, maybe you lose your confidence or something. But there could be some USADA thing. That guy's pretty stacked. Brian Ortega hasn't fought in forever. What the fuck's up with that? That's kind of weird to me. We don't even hear anything from him. Rose Namajunas went quiet there until just now. I think they said she's going to fight that Fierro girl, who should be a good-ass fight. But it's there's all our top contenders, man. It's just questioning, I'm not saying every name that I just named are on, especially a Rose Namajunas. No, I don't think so. But you truly never know. You never know with the sport because there's so many different, enhancers. There's the cardio ones like we saw with TJ Dillashaw and stuff. then there's like the more jacked, like your muscle stuff, like you probably saw with Alistair Overeem. Like, I'm not even that educated on steroids at all. I've never taken anything like that. Like, you're talking to a guy that only drinks protein. Like, I can't even take pre-workout because I already got enough energy. If I take pre-workout, I'm fucking zooming. I don't need that shit. I've never done coke in my life either. That's why, like, I'm already going. So I'm not too educated on it, but I do know a little bit. You know, I definitely work out every day. I deal with people that probably are on some shit. So, you know, I like to ask some questions. But, you know, there's so many things. We just never know. And it's just really weird to me about how they come out, even though they've been saying for, years now, they've been very vocal of being like, we don't have to tell you guys who pops. We don't have to tell you. They don't have to tell you. And then, but they're coming out the UFC and they're announcing that this guy popped. Like, that's just weird to me. And it just like takes all the focus and everything else from the big guys and puts them on this little guy. And it's like, 13-8, he's just trying to get his way. And it's a reminder to help USADA. So I don't know. You guys let me know how you feel about it. It is weird to me. So I'm not, and also, if Khamzat's watching this, oops, not sitting here trying to talk shit, dude. I'm just sitting here really just making a kind of an observation here. So, as always, your boy, Steven Moustaris. Let's go, baby.